So training game, Symphonic versus GamerRichy should be interesting. In the bottom corner of Odyssey, we've got the green Zerg, GamerRichy. In the north, we've got the red Terran, good friend Symphonic. And we've got music. Yeah. The gas first from Symphonic, probably a standard build with the Reaper opening and then into a 2-on-1. Overlord taking a rather safe route here. That's barracks, yep, that's gotta be it. And we've got a pool first actually coming out of GamerRichy, interesting. Probably on the cautious side because of all the all the Re-Rax Reapers that have been going on since Beyond's GSR performances. Absolutely not surprising. And then there we go with the Expo. Still no gas. So it's really just for that early queen in case that Reaper hops in here and the links are down here. Which is obviously very useful. But it is a safe opening, and since it is, there's very little you can do in terms of economic power in comparison to a Terran player. You're definitely going to be a bit behind. Especially if it's a 6-link start. What is going on? He's rallying across, and I think he's looking to get a denial there, but it's going to be seen by this SCV scout that's heading across the map right now. So I have my doubts about this working out. Oh my god, they go past. Symphonic should be seeing that this was in fact a pull first and should be rallying the Reaper back home, which he is right now. Fantastic. There's the CC halfway, second barracks coming up. No Reaper being made, but instead we've got a reactor, and the wall is about to complete as well. The links got split into 2 groups in case the Reaper intercepts them mid-map, which is very smart. A link speed is on the way now, and the drones were pulled out of gas, only leaving 1 within. Just gonna give GamerRichy a really good income for minerals, and this Reaper is guiding and killing as he does. Factory going down. Question is, will we see Hellions out of Symphonic this game? He really likes to do that sometimes if he's facing a more greedy Zerg, and the Zerg that's really trying to prevent that Expo has put himself behind, economically speaking, so there's very little chance of the Zerg still gathering gas as long as they're not on 2 bases. Like, you can't have the 3rd base and gas and a good drone count and a good army at the same time. You have to make sacrifices because you've opened with 6 links and a hatch. The hatch was after the pool. Marines are grouping up, so it's just gonna be a 2-on-1 standard version as opposed to Gumiho's Hellion heavy approach. There's the scan on the main, catches the layer being made, which is extremely cool. So this sort of gas count is really indicative of mutaplay. Symphonic should know this and probably try to do damage as soon as possible. Like, these medevacs will pop definitely in time for him to get in there, use them, and maybe even clear out the 3rd base, although there will definitely be mutas on the way. But the queen count is going to remain rather limited as this pressure is going to hit. The Reaper is being sent in as a form of scouting to confirm what's going on, and actually double Evo chambers, so we're not going to see the Mutalist play. What's going on here? There is the Spire after all, so this is a bit of everything. What's going on? maybe it's a fake out with the Spire, just a bunch of Mutas maybe to go across the map and be annoying, but this will definitely not result in any air units whatsoever before this hits. So GamerRichy needs to be very, very ready, and in fact, right now, if we look at the unit tab, he is not ready in terms of queens. He is ready in terms of link count, but he doesn't know where these guys are as the overload vision was lacking, and these Marines are going to be able to hit and perhaps take out the spawning pool, which is what I would opt for right now. And so is Symphonic. Very nice. 1-1 is on the way for both players. A slight bit ahead for Symphonic. Actually, if... Oh, the Spire snap without the cancel. Holy crap. That's amazing. And it's being planted in a rather risky place again. I don't like the spawning pool placement, to be honest. It's much safer to put it over here, because this happens every time if you put it on the left. Wall off is complete by Symphonic, protected by 5 Marines. So this little run-by attempt will be not really doing much. Symphonic clearing some creep as he should. This is great. Slow Banes going towards the Marines. And oh, one of them is connecting and takes 4 Marines with it. That's pretty good. Bane speed is on the way. And the spawning pool is being remade. Until then, drones are pretty much the order of the day. Did that Spire get... It got cancelled, hasn't it? And it got put over here. What is going on? Empty Medivac is going back home, I think, to get a reload. Widow Mines are starting to be produced, and Symphonic is almost done with his third base and getting the armory just a bit too late. The upgrades have been done for a while, and meanwhile this Medivac is in fact going to go in, and oh, is gonna get the denial on the 4th base. Definitely gonna kill that drone, but that's gonna give away where he's coming from, and it's gonna allow all these links to go after him. Definitely gonna push this Medivac away, but he has taken out some creep tumors. He has denied the base, which is obviously everything he's ever wanted. Now the 2-2 upgrades are aligned, and also drilling class is... drilling class, yes, is being researched. So Symphonic still isn't landing this base, and what? And he's lifted this one. I think he's tried to click in the command card by accident, and the wall isn't down, so the SCVs couldn't leave for a second. Yeah, that's awkward, but he solved it. Some mutas on the way, not a whole lot. There's only 2 on the way, and no more exist as of right now. Also, air +1 is being researched, and this horde of lings is going across the map, checking for the base locations. Now, does Richie actually know what's what? He doesn't know of the 3rd base. He doesn't know of the tech choice past the 2-1-1, although generally speaking it is bio, but it doesn't have to be. It's good to get that confirmation. So yeah, Symphonic right now has absolutely superior scouting information in terms of what's going on. Yeah, but the Zerg army right now is just a little too big. Like, this is very low econ for GamerRichy, and Symphonic needs to realize that he also needs a ton of units right now, preferably 2 minutes ago. But as he's no time traveler, he will not know this. Now there's quite a bunch of extra units gathering back here. They were in fact on the hotkey. It's just a rally point that is in the wrong place there. 2-2 about to finish for both players, but there's no chance that that's gonna be... Surely that's not gonna be denied. There we go. Decent Widow Mine hits with 6 kills on one and not on the other. What? I thought that would be more. Okay. Yeah, so those mutas are not gonna do a whole lot of good with the main army like this. But oh, the lack of splits! Oh, those veins have connected so well. And now the links are cleaning up this entire area. The Banes and Lynx together are breaking through the walls, and the Mutas are harassing this high ground, although the reinforcements of Symphonic are rallying straight into this and are gonna push this away until these Lynx will be arriving at the third base. Now they could be running into these Widow Mines, which could be a huge, massive hit. Oh! Very nice split there. Some of them survive, but they run into Marines, which will surely take them out. And, well, GamerRichy has enacted the Caster's Curse. I am wrong. It was a pretty good surround, though, to be fair. There's no Overseers as of right now, so the Widow Mine still could be the MVP in this game, but stuff needs to happen soon for Symphonic. Like, his economy is quite far behind, although his income with the mule drops is recovering-ish. You'll need that fourth base, as GamerRichy has already fully saturated it. Like, this is the time when Terran just wants to catch up and doesn't want to be behind in bases anymore. Full base Zerg gearing up for Hive is in fact a scary prospect. And the gas count is reaching 8. That's when you start being more careful. Now Symphonic is crossing the map, but he still didn't know that this fourth base at the gold mine doesn't actually exist. It's at the other side. Yeah, that's awkward. +3 attack is on the way. But these Lynx are absolutely destroying this mineral line, and there's no reaction from the SCVs right now. So many are being killed. If you look at this, 46 have already fallen, and Symphonic simply taps out as his main army is being crushed, which we didn't look at. Sorry about that. I still need to get used to observing and casting at the same time. It's not easy, gotta say. Yeah, devastating start for GamerRichy, but he's really pulled back in terms of how much damage he's dealt to Symphonic this game. It was a good play. Next map is going to be Ascension to Ire. Go girls. In the bottom corner, we've got the Blue Zerg, GamerRichy, who's done a fantastic job recovering from the massive damage that Symphonic inflicted the previous game. And in the north, we've got the Red Terran, Symphonic. Definitely wanting to step it up this game, especially with the scouting and the general awareness of what his opponent is doing and where. Doing the same opener, so it's going to be a Reaper into Expo. Whereas the Zerg player is joining up to 17 and is rallying down actually to the natural. So that's going to be almost certainly for an Expo. You could be doing other things with, but it would be stupid. Follow standard rallies. Spawning pool and gas last, I guess. Ooh, super early third out of GamerRichy actually, and there will be no way to tell until it's actually thrown down. However, this is gonna be gasless, so sooner Symphonic realizes this, the better for him. It's gonna be so much easier to deal with it. Like, if you can just get out a bunch of Hellions and Cyclones as a response, that's gonna be brutal. I would even go as far as saying that you should be really doing the Hellion Cyclone all in response to this. But, oh, Symphonic is opening Marines, so his count on this is gonna be quite weak. And this single SCV could be even picked off before this information is attained, although it's not gonna be gasless in the end. Odd choice out of GamerRichy, absolutely non-standard, and I'm guaranteeing you that it's just gonna be for link speed. As soon as he's done with that, he's gonna evac this, but generally speaking, it's very difficult to afford everything you need in a game like this when you get your thirds so early. Because you don't have the mineral income to support the free hatch production. Oh, that's a very nice overload pick-off there with these Marines. I think it's gonna go down. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's close, but it's not close enough by a long shot. Alright. So, yeah, we're gonna see a 1-1-1 and Hellions. Very good. Fast layer out of GamerRichy. Super fast layer, like, wow. As well as 3 bases. This is so greedy that I am guaranteeing you that if these Hellions move out early enough, there will be damage. Massively so. Now more queens are being made and the Roach Warren is being thrown down. Why would you go Roaches so early? Could it be a Nidus? The Overlord placement looks like he wants that. Oh, but while this is going on at home, GamerRichy is going to be so vulnerable to any counter pressure with Hellions. The Symphonic is making a few more, and he's also getting cloaked Banshees actually. So this could be a really good Hellion Banshee play. Hopefully Hellbat Banshee actually, but there is the Evil Chamber, so I'm gonna... I don't know what I'm talking about, boys. Fact is, Caster Curse is very real right now. Why would you open like this? Man, it's so fortunate for GamerRichy that he got away without being scouted until now. Like, Symphonic doesn't really know about the timing of this hatch over here, although... yeah, it just looks completely natural at this point in the game. As if you had just transferred 4 drones. But these Hellions are going to start doing some work, and these Roaches are going to be really able to defend this side, but that's not where the Hellions are going. And the distance to travel from here with slow Roaches is in fact immense. There is an oversteer in the making, but it's quite late, so a lot of drones will be falling here for sure, as well as the Queen. But the Roaches are in fact going to be able to deflect anything coming in here, unless they stay out of position. So Symphonic is going for the dive, and there is a massive drone barbecue right there. Ooh, the Workers Guild is looking really sexy right now for Symphonic at 14. Very nice. And this third base is actually starting to be in a little bit of trouble. Although the Overseer, where is it? Where's the Overseer? It's going there now. The base should stay alive, I would think, because these queens have transfusers and the detection range is obviously great. But Symphonic, I believe... Wait, did he get Cloak in the end? Yes, he did. What's going on here? Multiple of them. He's following it up with Bio, so all of his upgrades are going to be massively delayed versus the +1 Roach. Could get into a... Ooh, he's going Hydra. It's going to be a Roach, Hydra, with a bunch of Ravagers. Very, very, very interesting. So Symphonic is going to have a lot of tanks in order to do anything about this, really. Question is, when will he realize what's happening? Because the Hydras are actually a fantastic addition to this. Or roaches are in the way. Oh, hello Zoltan. It's so GamerRichy is Grandmaster and Symphonic is Master Free. Lots of huge production queue for Symphonic right now. So the armory is going down, and yeah, he's researching all the standard bio upgrades. Muscular augments is being researched in the high risk den, and +2 attack is going down as well as Aspire. Symphonic needs to identify as soon as possible that this kind of style is happening. Otherwise, he'll be hit so very hard without tanks, although he is making a bunch of tanks now. But will it be enough? And also, he's very Marauder heavy. Problem with that is that Hydras are actually amazing against them, so there'll need to be plenty of Marines. And at the moment, I do believe that Symphonic's production would allow for a little more Marines. Although he has a bunch of idle queues there. Ooh, the Liberator is intercepted immediately and will only get this Queen pick off. Maybe a few drones actually. Oh, very nice. Just out of range of the Spore, which needs to be moved. But Symphonic is leaving now. What's he seeing? He's seeing not much. Got to cancel on this base, which is awesome, but yeah. Still doesn't know about attack path here. +2 attack is being researched for this Terran infantry, but there's no +2 armor, which is quite important. Looks like there was another cancel when I was looking away. So there's an Overlord Scout to follow up here. Plenty of tanks now actually, so a push-out timing at +2 is not entirely unreasonable. Now, the Zerg units do have the level 2 missile upgrade, and +1 armor is being researched, but the Terran infantry is still gonna be ahead now in upgrades once this finishes. Ooh, GamerRichy going up to 800 APM there, that's pretty epic. Why does that never work out when I'm trying to do that? Jeez. Alright, it looks like we'll be having a base trade as this Zerg army is going to have big ass trouble to get back home. While this Terran army is much more mobile. But the Zerg is going to hit first, and Symphonic needs to evacuate here with those SCVs, but the Marauders are actually doing great work here, able to pick off a bunch of units that were defending, as well as the Infestation Pit any moment now. Drones are being put to defend, and oh, the Spellivac is being intercepted and taken down. Now the Siege tanks have the high ground, however, and this base is being cleared. No contest there. Cloaked Banshees are sniping the other base, and that leaves GamerRichy without any bases other than this layer. Oh, the tanks are being jumped on, and Symphonic is not in a very good position to defend. He needs these Marauders over there. He just doesn't have enough units, and yeah, a lot of them were just at home, and unfortunately, this is exactly what Zerg wants. However, Symphonic has the ability to remake an army right now. GamerRichy does not. All of GamerRichy's resources are in the future base that will be made, wherever that will be. And this creep tumor is going to actually block him from making a base. So this situation could not be better for Symphonic, actually. Even though the battle he fought was absolutely horrific. Now this is not too bad. The trade is happening. Zerk cannot remake the units. Terran can remake the units. And it does look like there's just a bit too much Terran here as the last Hydralisk falls. GamerRichy taps out. GG. I'm pretty sure Symphonic is taking a moment to just screenshot that victory and frame it. Hang it over his bed. Pretty well played. Next map is Defender's Landing. In the bottom corner, we've got the Green Zerg, GamerRichy, representing the TQA clan. And in the north, we've got the Red Terran, Symphonic. So yeah, these guys are going pretty hard at it. Symphonic showing a fantastic performance in the previous game. Oops. And so far the score is actually 1-1, and if I would know how to iterate these scores, I totally would. Tell you what, we're gonna follow this overlord and quickly Google how to. Cool, we've got a, what is this? It's a pool first for sure with gas. And just a Reaper Expo. Overload's going straight to the third and the main. And I think we're going to see the attempted Ling run by, but maybe not. There's two pairs of... No, there's no defensive links. They're just gonna cross the map again and try to pick this off. Ooh, this is how. I see. No, no, no. Yes, excellent. My apologies to all the viewers. So yeah, the Reaper is staying at home after the SCV has scouted that this is in fact a pull first. That timing on that hatch tells you so much. Now link speed is on the way, as is the third hatchery. The Reaper eventually needs to go out to see this. As soon as these two Marines are down, there is no reason to stay home. Unless it's a super heavy all-in, which also needs to be scouted. So yeah, the Reaper is a good sacrifice in order to get that info. We're going down, almost done. Definitely gonna see another 2-1-1. Now the question is, are we gonna see the Gumiho version or standard? More links being made. Huge amount of links being made, actually. This huge spell of links could actually be devastating right now if they catch these Marines off guard there. But they are going in piecemeal, and this could allow Symphonic actually to take it on. But oh, that's a pretty good surround there, although the surface area is being reduced by the command center, but it's not enough. And the links are actually really hurting this mineral line. A lot of workers falling there. We're up to 8 SCV kills, and mules are also dying, as well as the marine count has been reset, and Symphonic needs to evac that base, while GamerRichy is heavily droning. This is why the Reaper needs to be out on the map as soon as the two Marines are done to spot stuff like this happening. It's generally speaking not safe to keep it home. As weird as that sounds, like keeping it home gives you safety in a way for a time, but the lack of information gives you a greater amount of unsafeness, if you like. Lack of safety is the proper word. Medivac is getting ready here, and the 1-1 upgrades for our Zerg player are on the way, as well as Lair is finishing up, so this should allow him to go for some relatively early mutas again, but I'm not sure if that's the plan just yet, although the bank is big enough to do so. Yeah, 5th and 6th gases are being taken. So I have to think that it's going to be mutas anytime. There's the Spire. These links are trying to break through the rock. Symphonic should see at any moment, really. Yeah, he sees and hears it, but I don't think he's looking at it. Double energy bay is going down. Now the upgrades of Symphonic are going to be a full cycle behind. So GamerRichy is going to enjoy this upgrade advantage for basically the whole game, probably. Unless Symphonic has to free at some point, because that will obviously go against that. Now there's no 4th base being taken. GamerRichy is being super cautious. And this Medivac here, full of Marines, is going to be able to pick up some Overlords. It's gonna make GamerRichy pay attention to that for a second, but beyond that, any damage, I doubt any will happen. Now there's one link poking away at this base, slowly tickling it to death. that hasn't been doing any dying so far. Now 2-2 are on the way, as well as Baneling speed. Looking pretty good for GamerRichy here, I've got to say. Worker count 66 versus pretty much 50, and an army lead. This is not something usually you see in this matchup. That early Ling run by has been really good. And yeah, Symphonic is just halfway done with his 1-1, so he'll have equal upgrades for a short amount of time, which is probably when he wants to do some damage, probably at this 4th base. Although, you know, you could always jump in here and maybe get a pick off on upgrades. That would be pretty epic. But with so few mutas, yeah, I guess it's doable for now, until this flock gets out of control. Now, the Hellions are obviously a big help here, already mounting a ton of links, making Symphonic catch up in the army count, but ooh, there was something going on there. So a bunch of Marines are being picked off, and this depot needs to be lifted. Oh yeah, he's got it. But in the meantime, there's a huge run by, and it's going to take out a ton of workers, and Symphonic is already tapping out. That's it. GG. Really a ton of damage being done by GamerRichy there. Good job.